The UNLV Skating Rebels and Arizona State Sun Devils rounding out their season series tonight at City National Arena after Midnight Madness early this morning. Hello, welcome into the broadcast. AJ Reed joining alongside myself, Dominic Lavoie. So AJ, we mentioned it time and time again in the past. ASU and UNLV have some physicality. We'll get to that in a moment. But last night, UNLV came out swinging this weekend, but something changed in the first period.
Yeah, 3 goals in 6 shots in the first 10 minutes. But after that, things started to teeter off for the Skating Rebels. We talked to Nick Raboni before the game. He said they stopped doing the little things right. They started to cheat the game. They said that kind of effort for the rest of the game after that first 10 minutes will get you bounced in the first round of the national tournament. They also said they need to look in the mirror and have some accountability. Buy into what the coaching staff is telling them and try and bounce back tonight. Very strong words from Nick Raboni. Now, we mentioned it just a couple moments ago. A lot of physicality. They weren't pulling any sort of punches. They were throwing punches figuratively and literally on the ice last night. A combined 20 penalty minutes in the third period alone. Lots of physicality from the Sun Devils and Skating Rebels.
Well, love was not in the air last night for this Valentine's Day weekend. And I expect that to continue. These WCHL matchups are always physical. In Arizona State, those teams, they love to bring the physicality. I expect that to continue tonight.
Well, yeah, AJ, we're going to see if those two teams inside City National Arena will continue the physicality that they had this morning on Friday morning after the Midnight Madness game. But for more about penalties, focus more on special teams, though, we're going to send things ringside with Kyle Sparrow.
In last night's win, one point of emphasis was those special teams as UNLV scored both shorthanded goals but did not look the greatest on the power play. And Colin Robin, before the game, he said they just have to tighten things up and control their side of the puck. And they just didn't do that yesterday. They didn't play a full 60 minutes. They have to come out, be aggressive. They had 3 goals in the first period. And if you're ASU, you're playing for revenge. You're playing very physical. And UNLV, stay out of the box. Don't commit those penalties. And buy into all 60 minutes of hockey.
Well, there you have it. UNLV and Arizona State set to do battle once again here in the desert in Southern Nevada. That's coming up. Neither ASU or UNLV pulling punches after midnight last time out, literally and figuratively. A couple of scrums adding some flavor to a goal-filled morning in Las Vegas. What do these two teams have in store tonight? ASU, UNLV, next.
ASU and UNLV are set to battle tonight at City National Arena. I'm here with forward Oliver Band. Now, Ollie, what are the keys to have another great start tonight?
We just got to stay hard on pucks. We're going to make smart decisions all over the ice and win the blue lines.
And after how physical it was last night, how much physicality is your group expecting tonight?
Hopefully a lot for us. We want to push the pace on physicality, and we want to let them know we're here.
And you nearly made your way into the score sheet last night, so how have you gotten your scoring chances?
Just by honestly working together with my teammates. They're making a lot of good plays out there, so yeah, just try to capitalize on their good plays.
All right, thanks, Mando.
Thanks,
all right, tossing it over to you, Bo.
Well, it's game 2 of 2 on the weekend series against the visiting Sun Devils of Arizona State University. It's going to be important for the Rebels to come out swinging early in the first 10. They're going to look to set the tempo early, get pucks deep, make Arizona State feel uncomfortable in their own end. Lastly, with the power play going over last night, it's going to be important to get bodies in front of Hayden Manning's eyes. They're going to look to get pucks through and get pucks on net. We'll send it back over to you, Dom.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Kyle. And thank you all for joining us once again here at City National Arena for night 2 of 2. The Skating Rebels hosting the Arizona State Sun Devils on a Friday night after some midnight madness. I got myself some sleep. AJ, you got some rest after your shift at Channel 3. That's why you weren't with us last night. But nonetheless, you're back. So UNLV and Arizona State doing battle once again tonight. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from last night very quickly between UNLV and ASU. There's a lot going on. So first up, You have this goal, Bryce Johnson, low to high play, Sean Karaman opening up the scoring for UNLV.
Yeah, had a great look there. Got on the board early to start that one.
And then Brady Estabrook right after that one, making it 2-0, and then 3-0 in the first 10.5 minutes of play. Asher White, Mason Kelly shorthanded. He goes short side on Cody Creasy. Creasy gets chased from the net for the Sun Devils early, and then Matthew Gross willing the Sun Devils back into the game last night. He scores a goal there, but the game was not without some rough stuff. We touched on it in the open. There's another bit of a dust up there between Arizona State and UNLV, and then the Skating Rebels. Here's Jackson Wyatt taking it down low, finding Caleb Strong to make it 4-1 in favor of UNLV. And then Matthew Gross, maybe one of his best goals of the season, batting that puck out of midair. His second of the night, and that's where we finish. 4-2 is your final score on Thursday night during Midnight Madness. We're back here on Friday. We're going to step away for a brief moment for the national anthem and the opening ceremonies. UNLV and ASU Night 2 coming up.
Here's to honor America during our country's 250th birthday celebration. With her rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, please welcome the Liberty Bell, Carolyn Little.
The Statue of Liberty singing the anthem for us tonight.
Lady Liberty in the building.
No ceremonial puck drop for us here at City National Arena. We're going to go ahead and go through the starting lineups for both teams. First up, starting with the defending champs, UNLV. The Skating Rebels starting Heath Mensch, Bryce Johnson, and Luke Backel on the forward lines. Joey Carollo and Devin Agra in the back end. And in the blue paint, Doug Lakeland after holding down the goal for UNLV late into the morning today. He's back in net less than 24 hours later for Arizona State. We're going to start from the goal out. Hayden Manning, we sang his praises last night as he stepped in for relief of Cody Creasy. He's back in goal tonight. Ty Marchant and Luke Chase on the blue line. Caden Butler, Jake King, and Carson Cooch, the forwards for the Sun Devils. So once again, AJ, I mean, we saw the highlight plays from Matthew Gross last night, especially that baseball swing type of goal. He's going to be one to watch for the Sun Devils, even though he's not the first line out there. He's not starting tonight.
Yeah, you know, get him off the bench, get him with those second line pairings. Maybe he can get some better looks on offense that way. But he is the Sun Devils' leading scorer overall so far this season. Had both goals from last night. Definitely a player to watch. We had him highlighted in that intro. So keep your eyes on number 8-9.
Eyes on 8-9 indeed. We're underway here at City National Arena, Arizona State. And UNLV doing battle once again. Now UNLV in their own end early, they're trying to get something going. And they finally break the puck out, and now it skips free on the right wing side, and Arizona State just chips it in and gets fresh legs on the ice. And now up the right wing side, UNLV. They chip it in. That was Estabrook. He had a goal last night. We showed that in the open. A 2-on-1, and now here's Asher Whites. He had an assist last night. Blocked in front. Estabrook directs it towards the net. It gets directed wide. A bit of a chance there for UNLV early. Mason Kelly loses an edge and goes sliding towards Mark Ducharme. And we have a stoppage of play for a hand pass. And already Ducharme and Estabrook have a bit of a chat just inside the zone.
Well, we said love was not in the air.
It was not
last night. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, as we all know. Tonight's Friday the 13th.
Crazy weekend. Valentine's Day on a Saturday. All the single folks probably going to be going out. It's a good strat for a chance. Maybe go ahead and meet someone new, and then you might meet your future wife. You never know.
You never know.
And that'd be a beautiful love story to tell your kids. Be able, yeah, I met your wife when I went out on Valentine's Day. We became each other's forever Valentines right then and there.
Or maybe on Friday the 13th.
Maybe even that. We'll see if Friday the 13th proves any rotten luck for UNLV. They're in good standing to clinch the WCHL championship for the second straight year. They still have to finish out the season, though. A few games left as Doug Wakeland holds on to that. Bouncing puck into his zone just under 2 minutes in. UNLV won their first WCHL trophy last year en route to their national championship. I'm sure they wouldn't mind winning another league title.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they just have the one league loss so far this season against GCU last week. Where they dropped one. We've sung that GCU team's praises all season.
Yep. And now they're top 15 in the nation as of the last ACHA rankings this year. Is that shot from the point looks like it gets blocked aside. Arizona State getting a bit of offensive zone time for a brief moment there. Grand Canyon University ranked 13th in the country as of right now. We'll see how the rankings shake out after this weekend's action. And turned over in front. Johnson with a drive. Save made Manning. And Keaton Toniez, I bet he's thanking his lucky stars after that turnover in the slot in his own end doesn't result in a goal against.
Yeah, that is not a place you want to turn the puck over. Right in front of the goalie, one-on-one, Bryce Johnson with a chance. But Hayden Manning still sitting strong right there, making a nice save.
Only one goal against for Manning so far this weekend. Once again, he came in to the game of relief. Cody Creasy, after he gave up 3 goals on 6 shots in the opening frame on Thursday. Now UNLV looking to score again. Here's Nagra. That gets blocked by Squeary and kept in the zone by Karaman. He opened up the scoring last night. And that gets lifted out of the zone by Arizona State. ASU playing with much more vigor to open this game. Rink wide, offsides, and UNLV's going to have to try that one again as the faceoff's going to come just outside their offensive zone. 17:02 on the clock in this first period.
I know it's early, but we haven't seen a lot of that physicality we saw last night transpire. But, you know, maybe the teams are just trying to get their legs under them right now. And the fist will come later.
It was a slow burn last night in terms of the physicality, and it's a foot race. Estabrook knifes it towards the goal. It doesn't get there. He and Jake King are racing for that loose puck as it enters the UNLV offensive zone. He and King again below the goal line. A shot from Kuntz from the point, blocked away by the glove of Manning. And now here's Caden Butler on the right wing boards. He sends that one cross corner, and it rolls off the stick of the defender there of Whites. And now Mason Kelly turns it up north on the right wing. He gains the offensive zone. Kelly now pulls up at the bottom of the circle, fires it towards the net pad, saved by Manning, and the loose puck gets picked up by Ty Marchand, and who retreats behind Manning. And he'll survey and trying to get a breakout going, and he does. I was on the tape for Butler on the left wing side, and he takes a bump from Rand and sends it cross corner. And now UNLV working it on the right wing half wall on their own end. They can't get it out of the zone on their first try. They'll retreat That's Caleb Strong head up in his own end. Now Strong. And now that's up the gut for Ban. Rand shoots one into the chest of Manning. He'll hold for a whistle. So these two teams so far tonight looking a bit better each. Much tighter game in comparison to last night in the opening half of this period. One-time drive from Mensch, he scores! Heath Mensch strikes first for the Rebels off of a beautiful feed from down low.
Luke Backel hitting him in the slot, and a nice finish by Heath Mensch. Let's get a look at that replay.
And there it is, just like the first goal was scored. Same concept, low to high. This time not off the rush. Luke Backel from the bottom of the circle finds Mensch in the soft spot of the ice, and he grips and rips it home. 1-0 Rebs.
ASU defense just not able to get to Mensch in time to stop that shot. Sometimes the half step is all it takes.
Yeah, game of inches. Now Mensch directs it over for Gordon, and now Johnson fires. Loose puck out in front after the pad save from Manning. It kicks out to Ford. He fires from the high slot, and it gets tipped up into the netting by Matthew Gross, it looks like. And UNLV off of that go-ahead goal early, playing with some jump.
Yeah, I got a little bit of juice to them on the offensive side right now. Cycling the puck low, getting good passes, getting that extra pass, getting the good look in there.
Snapping it around, so
make this ASU defense work for it.
Number 26, Sean Karaman, opened up the scoring last night. 28, Heath Mensch opens up the scoring tonight. Just a pair of numbers off, or a pair of digits off, I should say, as Arizona State ices the puck. UNLV leading in the shot department 7-1 with just over 5 minutes gone in this opening frame.
Well, sort of the story we heard in the first 10 minutes of last night's, or should I say this morning's game, with UNLV getting off those 3 goals in what felt like the first 10 minutes of the game, and then it started to teeter off. Talking to Nick Raboni about that, trying to get a full 60 minutes out of his crew tonight.
And I mean, we talked about it in the open. When you talk to Raboni, he said that's the type of performance that gets you bounced in the first round. And full 60-minute games is what typically wins you a national title. Is that shot from the wing gets directed to the high glass. It looked like that was Carson Cooch firing that one on the rush. And he gets toppled over by Masick behind the play, and they come together in front, and Doug Wakeland gets run over there. No arm raised on either official. Will play on, and that was Carson Cooch who ran into the Rebels netminder. That's the third time Wakeland's been hit. Make that 4, and now finally an arm raise on the official wraparound try after the whistle is blown dead. We're going to see what the call is. Interference immediately. Who's going to go? We'll find out right now. So Doug Wakeland hit 4 times in 2 games. And it looks like it's going to be Caden Butler who's going to be going for a pair of minutes for interference, and it is. So UNLV now getting a look on the power play here on a Friday night.
We had Kyle talking about special teams in the pregame. Ringside reporter Kyle Sparrow mentioned that UNLV needs to find success tonight on the power play. They found success shorthanded, but not on the power play. So see if they can turn their luck around in their first opportunity tonight.
Power play unit out there. Heath Mensch, who opened the scoring. Luke Backel, the primary assist on that goal. Caleb Strong and Devin Nagra, the lone defenseman out there to quarterback this man advantage once again. Caden Butler, 2 minutes for interference. That gets fed on then, and Manning holds for a whistle. Now face off out to the left of Manning. UNLV keeping the same power play unit out on the ice. Tied up. And Arizona State comes away with possession. And Cade Olson, the captain, directs it down the length of the ice. Now UNLV from deep in their own territory are going to try and get a rush started on this man advantage with just about 40 seconds gone. Here's Backel through the neutral zone. He leaves it on the wing for Mensch. Backel with it again, pitch and catch with Mensch along the wall. There's Nagra up top. Nagra surveying. Top of the right circle for Band. Up top, Nagra. He fires through traffic. Loose puck out in front. Gets cleared out of the zone by the Sun Devils. And Arizona State will get some fresh penalty killers on the ice. It's Tyler Kylie Ram and Carson Cooch.
And it looked like Hayden Manning lost that puck, too. So, lucky break for ASU to get on top of that one.
Now the Rebels coming right back. That's Dylan Gordon on the left wing side. Leaves it for Rand, who spins it down low around the wall. And there's Johnson. Knifes it through. Masick loses it in his skates for a moment. And we got a delayed penalty upcoming now, and it's on the Rebels. So their power play dissolves with 30 seconds to go. And it looks like it's going to be on Charlie Masick for interference himself. Masick's going to the bench, so is it going to be on Johnson? Or Tristan Rand is posted, so 4-on-4 for 30 seconds, then a minute and a half abbreviated power play here for the Sun Devils early. A good chance for them to get back in this game after the 4-on-4 period.
Just the one shot on goal for the man advantage for UNLV right there. Coming off Devin Nagra.
Now UNLV with the extra ice for a brief moment. There's Ban. He looks, fires it towards a goal. Tipped just wide by Strong. Oliver Band has had his chances to get on the score sheet. Megan Roma spoke to the forward pregame. And now Strong gets chased out of the zone by Kylie Ram, and 5 seconds remain in the 4-on-4 period. Strong turns it up ice away from Ram, and he'll get a rush going. Here comes Caleb Strong. He directs it to the open ice, but gets knifed towards the ASU corner by Kuntz. And now Arizona State on the power play for the next minute and some change. Ty Marchant now from out behind his own cage, spins it over to Gross. Matthew Gross has the only 2 goals for Arizona State here in Las Vegas this weekend. And centering try, tip towards the net, loose puck being whacked at by about everybody in the slot, and finally it gets cleared away from danger. About 50 seconds now to go on the power play for the Sun Devils. Now Marchant from out behind his own net. He sidesteps pressure from Estabrook. Marchant over the red line now. He sidesteps traffic to gain the zone, but offsides is the call. 37 seconds to go on the UNLV PK. So faceoff's going to come just outside the Arizona State offensive zone. That gets sent cross corner. Matthew Gross is in there with Nagra. That gets directed towards the point. Played back to the half wall. Gross trying to jam it towards the net. He takes a slip and fall. Now Jake King up top of the right wing. Leaves it for Gross. 10 seconds ago. Rink wide feed to the top of the circle through the wickets there. And that gets poked out of the zone by Estabrook. Here he comes. Brady Estabrook in on a low move. Save made by Manning. And a great chance for Brady Estabrook. Shorthanded. UNLV's back to full strength. The Rebels were looking for their second shorthanded goal in as many games this weekend. Here they come once more. Backel trying to get it to Masick in the middle of the ice. Here's Mensch looking for a second. He shoots. Rebound. Try. They score. Luke Backel on the doorstep. Finishing a play that Heath Mensch started. It's 2-0 Rebels.
Well, costly turnover in the slot for ASU. Heath Mensch in the perfect place at the perfect time. Gets the shot on net. Rebounded Luke Backel with the rebound chance, buries it. Just perfect timing from Mensch here.
And I mean, Arizona State, what's going on? There's 4 black jerseys and not a single one is protecting the soft area of the ice. That was just disastrous in transition for the Sun Devils. A disastrous turnover in their own end, like you mentioned, AJ, and that results in a 2-0 hockey game after a power play even.
The disastrous turnover, and then 4 ASU defenders are all on one side of the ice, and none of them are covering Heath Mensch or Luke Backel.
That might not look too good
Not
in
going to
the
be
film
on the teach
room.
tape, I don't think.
It might be on the coach's tape, but for the wrong reasons. And it's a foot racer. Backel fresh off his goal, beating the icing call. And Backel just looks like he got a bit of turbo boost in him after scoring that goal. Hustling extra, that puck bounces to neutral ice, and now here's Backel with it again. Moving on in, he fires wide of the net. And Johnson turns it towards the goal and gets cut off by Friesen and sent up ice by Squeary. No one home, and icing's the call. So the last maybe 2 minutes or so for the Sun Devils, they just seem out of sorts. I mean, the power play didn't look great towards the end. You give up a shorthanded breakaway chance, and then you turn the puck over in your own end for maybe the second or third time tonight. And then right after that, you continue to give up chances. And then you ice the puck, and Friesen was wide open in the middle of the ice, and it just gets chopped off the wall and down the ice for an icing, and now UNLV with it. Here's Gordon firing and into the chest of Manning. So ASU finally gets a chance to get some of their guys off the ice. And we hit our first media timeout of the night. So we're going to step away for a brief moment. UNLV leads 2-0 off the back of Luke Backel.
Vince Sapienza here with Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Make sure you check out my show, Hockey in the Desert Weekly, the only show that highlights your 2025 ACHA National Champion Skating Rebels. From weekly highlights to features on players and staff, I sit down with a member of the Scarlet and Gray each and every week, so make sure you tune in to Hockey in the Desert Weekly every Wednesday at midnight right here on Fox 5 and throughout the week on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network.
And that was Vince Sapienza, Fox 5 Las Vegas, promoting Hockey in the Desert Weekly, the only local news show covering your defending ACHA National Champion UNLV Skating Rebels and other happenings happening in the Las Vegas Valley. Make sure to tune in on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network YouTube, or tune into channel 5.2 Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network, or SSEN for short, on Wednesdays to find Hockey in the Desert Weekly, once again hosted by Vince Sapienza.
Well, right now, UNLV is getting what they want in the slot right now. And ASU, that's the part of the ice you have to defend. It's the easiest part to score from. And all of UNLV's chances have come from the slot. We had Heath Mensch scoring from the slot, where they were a half step short to get to him. And then the costly turnover with Heath Mensch again shooting from the slot. This time it was rebound and backlaw to finish. But they're getting what they want from the slot right now.
And I mean, that's one thing coaches drill home: protect the house, otherwise known as the slot. And Arizona State hasn't done that necessarily. Even a few moments ago off of a faceoff, UNLV had a one-time try off the draw. Here's Randy, pulls up and fans on a shot. He was stood up for a moment, it looked like, by Keaton Tonez. And now here's Masick. Now here's Carollo firing one. He gets blocked in front by Kennedy. Carollo with it again at the right point. To McIntosh, who spins it to Karaman. Karaman down low now. He feeds it up top to D Niagara to Carollo. Now Carollo surveying the ice to McIntosh. He puts it down low into the skates of Karaman for a moment. There's McIntosh with it again, going for a lap. He fires, they score! Ryder McIntosh going for a skate and ripping it home. It's 3-rip Rebels.
I think that one got deflected by the ASU defender.
We'll see and take another look. Ryder McIntosh with the latest goal from way downtown, and now it may have gone off the ASU defender, or maybe even Charlie Masick. It was Brennan Kazel. We'll cue it up one more time. Oh, it might have been off of
the
Kazel.
ASU defender right there.
So UNLV 3 goals in just about 12 minutes tonight instead of 10.5 minutes, but on way more shots, 13 shots on goal. So Ryder McIntosh is credited with the goal. And now up top there's Marchand. He fires through traffic and that misses wide of the net. And that gets gloved into the zone and touched up. So now here's UNLV. That's Jensen on the left wing side. He pulls up at the half wall and overskates the puck for a moment. It gets kept in the zone by Estabrook. And now here's Kelly with it. Kelly pulls up at the hash marks near the wall. Here's Gordon on the tape. D-to-D Ford. Return pass Gordon. He looks. Gets to Johnson. He fires. Blocked in front. Bryce Johnson coming screaming off the bench with a chance there. Ford filters one towards the goal, and it gets sent up and over the netting. And now we'll play on. That's Matthew Gross trying to break it out. It gets poked away by Johnson for a brief moment. And now UNLV's coming the other way. Here's Backel. Backel moving on in, shooting, and a glove save made by Manning. What a chance for Luke Backel after the Arizona State defender blew a tire and left him in all alone.
Blew a tire, took a spill. Another golden opportunity for UNLV to score right there. And a great save from Hayden Manning is keeping this from a 4-0 game right now. But just so many opportunities from UNLV in this first period. We're only 13 minutes in.
I believe Arizona State is taking a timeout. I got to certainly talk things over. I mean, the shots are 14-3.
The wheels are falling off, it feels like, already for ASU. They
just the amount of moments for the Sun Devils this game where they've had these times, as we're going to show you the highlights here from how we got to 3-0. There have been so many times that Arizona State just had blown coverages like you see on that Backel goal, or just they lose an edge or they turn the puck over in the slot, or just your heart would drop out of your behind as a hockey player. And that last goal was Ryder McIntosh, and that's where we stand right now, 3-0 with 6:20 to go. But there are so many moments as a hockey player, you lose an edge on a one-on-one rush, and you're just like, oh, no. And here comes ASU, 2-on-2 the other way for a moment. That rush dissipates, and a big-time hit there. Gordon getting the best of Anthony White. Now here's Manning. Played over for Olsen. Now Squeary. Cross corner dump in. And now in the far corner on the near end, UNLV digs it free, and here they come on the left wing. That's Tristan Rand. Rand gains the zone, gets it to Masick in the middle of the ice. He takes a bump, return pass, couldn't get it to Rand. Marchand cut that one off. Now Karaman, he had a goal last night. He's looking for another one here tonight. Sean Karaman on the left wing half boards, plays it down low off the kick plate for Masick. Now Masick pulls up under pressure. Shakes off a check, tries to go to the slot in front of the net, and he couldn't do that all the way. He got nearly there. Now Kylie Ram gets that knifed away from him by Masick. Kylie Ram to the slot for Carson Cooch, and he sends it up on the left wing side for Kazel. And now Marchand in his own end will fire that up to the red line, and it gets picked off by the Rebels. And now Karaman to McIntosh, the latest goal scorer for UNLV. He fires it rink wide, and it kicks off the dash here for Carson Cooch, who sends it rink wide once again off the kick plate. No icing. Full CL change for Arizona State. And now Estabrook in the middle of the ice for Coons. He plays it off the kick plate and gets it himself. Centering try through the wickets there. Estabrook up top, Whites. He fires, deflected just wide of the net. Now here's Kelly playing it down low for Jensen. Up top, Whites at the point. D to D for Coons. He fires. It gets tipped up into the deep into the zone there. UNLV now digging for it in the far side corner. Now Estabrook to Whites. D to D Coons. He fires. It gets blocked in the skates by Ducharme and sent back down low. UNLV hemming Arizona State in, and that was Estabrook filtering it towards the goal, but Jensen couldn't get a stick on it. Arizona State finally gets it out of the zone, but not through neutral ice. His camera feed kind of bugged out for a moment there. Apologies. Dylan Jensen, courtesy of him.
Yeah, that hit was so hard it unplugged our camera for a second.
Jostled the camera
playing
around.
the body.
And now that's a knife through by Olsen, and Gross gets bumped by Gordon. He tried to go after Gordon again, but we'll play on. Now here's Johnson. He pirouettes, spins, turns one on, stick save, and held for a whistle by Manning. 2:39 to go.
Well, even after the timeout, ASU is still struggling to get anything going offensively, not winning neutral ice. Even when they are, they're not getting good rushes. Kind of the same story we saw a few weeks ago against Colorado State. We just felt like they were outmatched. And early on in this one, ASU has been outmatched.
And now Nagra, toe drag through traffic. He's doing it himself. Centering try, just couldn't get it cleanly to Rand, who was parked in the slot. Nagra fires through traffic, a rebound. That rebound kicks out to the half wall. UNLV with a pair of chances, courtesy of Devin Nagra. That's dug free. Loose puck knifed at by Band, and Marchand takes it, and he'll take it out of the zone himself. And now here come the Rebels the other way. That's Band on the left wing. He sends it off the wall and back around, and Carollo filters it back around the wall, and a big-time hit. That was McIntosh getting stapled to the boards by Kazel. No call there. Very well could have been boarding. And DeVillier's rink-wide feed. No one home, and icing is called. A minute 34 to go. Ty Marchand shaking his head as he heads back into his own end.
Well, ASU lucky that this one is still 3-0. We had the ASU defender take a spill with 1-on-0 opportunity to make it 4-0. Hayden Manning with the save.
Face-off won by UNLV. McIntosh down low for Masick. He can't spin that one towards the goal. And that gets lifted straight into the netting heads of Rolando. I think he's good. I don't know. Did that actually go to play? He gave us a thumbs up. So we finally got him a helmet. So at least there's that. He won't lose any teeth or break his nose or anything like that. So
I can't imagine how he did that job without a helmet.
I've done it before. It's not bad. I actually did play-by-play on the inside of netting one time with no helmet, no nothing. And a stick mic. Not a headset, just like a regular stick mic. It's not bad. Just keep your head on a swivel. When I play hockey, I play with a visor, so I'm pretty used to it. And now here comes Jake King on the left wing. Gets stopped up by Jensen. 1 minute to play here in the first period. And now here comes Jensen on the left wing with speed. He gains his own. Dropped off for Whites. He shoots. Glove save made by Manning. A great chance by Asher White. Screaming into the zone as a defenseman. But Hayden Manning's glove gets the better of White's. Now some more collisions down in the Arizona State end, and we have a couple players tied up. It's Matthew Gross. Delay penalty upcoming on the Rebels. Manning gets to the bench, extra attacker on. That's Carter Newland for the Sun Devils, and it gets sent deep into the zone and touched up by Kelly. So we have a whistle. The clock hasn't stopped yet.
You think they're going to add in those extra 2 or 3 seconds?
They should. So Dylan Gordon goes for a penalty. He and Matthew Gross looked like they were tied up in front of the UNLV goal. With about 30 seconds to go. So 16 seconds left. Gordon, I presume, will be going for roughing and or interference. And we'll cue it up. I mean, you see them both right in front, and they both went down. Armors raised on the official prior. So Gordon's going to be sitting 2 minutes, so a late power play here for the Sun Devils. If UNLV escapes this first period, they'll face some carryover penalty kill time with under 10 seconds to go. Here's Marchant, maybe with one last chance. He gains the red line, fires, stick save made by Wakeland. And that's the end of the first period. It stands 3-0 in favor of the Rebels. And that third goal of the night, courtesy of Ryder McIntosh, seeing eye puck and maybe some help from the Arizona State Sun Devils defender and front tipping it home. McIntosh making it 3-0 Rebels. That's where we stand through 20 minutes.
3-0 after one here at City National Arena. I'm joined here with freshman forward Luke Backel. Luke, you guys got off to a good start that first period. How do you keep it rolling the next two?
Just stick to our game. I mean, what we did in the first worked for us, so I think we do that 2 more periods, we'll be fine.
All right, and your line had 2 goals that period. What worked well for you guys?
Just crisp passes. I mean, we're just snapping it around out there, so when you're doing that, it helps.
And lastly, you found the back of the net this period. Can you walk us through your goal?
Yeah, so good entry. Got it kind of bounced down front, like off a shot from Heater, and it bounced right to me, and just put it in right in front, a little tap in.
All right, man. Thank you for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Sparrow, we'll send it over to you.
Well, thank you, Bo. UNLV is in the exact same spot as they were yesterday. 3 goals in the first period. Very high momentum going into the second period. What we saw last night, that doesn't always mean good things as they got complacent. They need to finish this game, finish strong, stay out of the box, and just stick to their game plan going into this game. Dom?
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Bo. And thank you all for sticking through the intermission if you stuck through it. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us. Dominic Caval on the call, joined by AJ Reed. Stats through 20 minutes. 15-4 your shots on goal. UNLV leads 3-0. The latest goal courtesy of Ryder McIntosh. So Arizona State get back to the basics. UNLV don't get complacent because, I mean, after the first period of play, things really turned around last night for the Sun Devils in favor of them. And UNLV just kind of got a little wobbly for a moment.
Yeah, there's 60 minutes to a hockey game, not 20, right? So you got to play for all 60. Got to cover the ice for all 60. Can't get complacent. Got to do the little things right. You know, every possession matters. You got to treat it like that. You know, national tournament's coming up. You let things get away from you in this one. You let things get sloppy. That might mimic how you transition in the national tournament. Start off a little slow.
And I mean, you mentioned the national tournament's coming up. UNLV has just a pair of weekends left in the regular season. They're on the road next weekend in Utah, taking on the Utah Skating Utes on an Olympic-sized sheet of ice. It's always a tough place to play. And then they round out the regular season on March 6th and 7th against Boise State. And then they embark to St. Louis for the national tournament. As it stands right now as well, UNLV would get an auto bid to the national tournament. They would play the winner of GCU and Stony Brook in their first game of the national tournament. For all those sorts of updates, follow ACHA Men's D1 on X. They post those Nationals forecast or look-aheads, if you will, the National Crystal Ball every week when the new rankings come out.
Well, and because we have those computer rankings right now, Niagara ranked ahead of UNLV despite getting the sweep on them earlier in the season. The computer says that doesn't matter as much as we think.
Yeah, I mean, it's all metrics based as UNLV trying to shot from in tight. It looked like it was Brady Estabrook with that chance. There are certain metrics that matter a lot when it comes to the computer rankings, like goal differential, how many goals you beat your opponents by, obviously losses to teams that are below you in the computer rankings, like UNLV's loss against Arizona State, or GCU, excuse me, last weekend on the road. Definitely put a hamper as Marchand drives one towards the net, and it gets blocked, look like by Niagara in front. There's Matthew Gross, a guy to look out for. Here's the Villiers. He fires into the glove of Wakeland. UNLV back to full strength after the carryover power play time from the first period. So the Sun Devils expire.
Well, one more thing on the rankings before we get back to this game. I equate it to the Miami-Notre Dame problem that the College Football Playoff Committee had in football this season, where they had Notre Dame ahead of Miami all season except for the last one, despite Miami beating them head-to-head. Just sometimes the rankings don't make sense, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's just kind of how it goes. Here's White firing one, blocked by Gordon. And that's Carson Cooch behind the net. He gets pickpocketed by Ford. And Gordon gets bumped by White in the corner, so Arizona State turning up the forecheck so far. And White's been throwing the body around this whole shift. He just collided with Bryce Johnson. UNLV getting some fresh players on the ice in the offensive zone. It's a long change period for teams in their D zone. The linesman took a fall there for a moment. We're going to play on. Loose puck out in front, directed towards the net, and not on by Bryce Johnson. He lurched out and sprawled his whole body trying to get that one on net. Now Chase. It's bumped by Kuntz. And Strong takes a hit. And wraparound try goes through the blue paint. And a big time hit again right in front of us. Chase colliding with Kuntz. Camera feed disconnecting because of that one. Friesen gets hit and tied up by Kuntz in the corner. Spun to the slot. Kennedy has that pass roll off of his stick. And Chase plays it up softly to the point. Tonez, D to D. And that gets fed towards the net, and it bounces off of Wakely. You didn't see it for a brief moment there. And another hit right next to the broadcast center. That was Kennedy bumping Rand, and now here's Strong with it in the offensive zone. He sends it around the wall. Now Ban keeps it in the zone and sends it in and gets changed. Fresh forwards on for UNLV as we approach the 16-minute mark of the second period. And now Masick dangles through traffic, and he mishandles the puck and blows a tire going into the corner. A good chance for Charlie Masick there. McIntosh sends his man to the ice in that puck battle, and Arizona State sends it off the wall, but not out. Masick dropped off for Karaman. High slot. He fires, blocked in front. And now Matthew goes to the center of the ice for King. Directed back across, and a big-time save by Wakeland. And now here comes UNLV the other way. That's McIntosh on the left wing. He fires. Save made by Manning. And we have some gloves coming up. That's Kelly mixing it up with Olsen.
This is not the same ASU team we saw in that first period. Completely different tone shift from them. The physicality has ramped up. The speed has ramped up too. They're hustling to these loose pucks, getting opportunities, getting offensive opportunities that they just simply weren't getting in that first period. And they needed to ramp up the physicality because everything was way too easy for UNLV on the offensive zone. I feel like ASU needed to lay the body a couple times to send a message. They're doing that right now.
And now they're going to have to break the puck out of their D zone once the seats becoming under siege, or cease the siege rather. As Manning swallows that shot up from the point. 15:08 to go. Shots are 18-8 in favor of UNLV. To the tune of John Party. Made a face, AJ. You don't like John Party?
I have no opinion on John Party.
This is a good song, Dirt on My Boots. No one's getting taken uptown tonight, though. Maybe tomorrow for Valentine's Day. Shot through traffic. Rebound loose. Manning lurches out. They score. Brady Estabrook looks like he got a stick on it and puts UNLV ahead 4-0. Well,
that was a nasty goal in front of the goalie right there. A lot of people poking at it, whacking at it, trying to get it through.
And here's another look. Fed out in front. Loose puck. Kelly swings at it and just touches it across. And the outstretched stick of Brady Estabrook puts it home. Tap, tap, taparoo. A little 2-foot putt to make UNLV's lead 4.
We talked about a game of inches with Heath Mench's first goal, where the ASU defender was just a touch, a half step late getting to him. That one, Hayden Manning, a half inch away from covering that puck safely and securely. Instead, it's 4-0 Rebs.
Now some sticks being slashed on the Arizona State benches. Sun Devils get changed up. And de Villiers gets stopped at his blue line. And now here they come. Newland gets pickpocketed by Carollo. And now here's Strong. Strong from down low gets pickpocketed there. And a big-time hit behind the play. Oh, wow, and another chance for Niagara. And a big-time save for Manning. A pair of big moments there for UNLV. Tristan Rand unloading on his man in the corner with a big-time collision. But now here's Arizona State the other way. Bodies hitting the ice every which way, and UNLV ices the puck. Huge hit by Tristan Rand in the far side corner there, AJ. Rand isn't the tallest dude, but he can throw the body.
Physicality has definitely ramped up so far in this second period. I mean, I already mentioned how it felt like ASU was letting everything be too easy. Had to lay the body. Now UNLV starting to reciprocate. Lay the body themselves.
Like, you want to be physical? Well, oblige. Now Carollo surveying. And that gets sent up ice. That's McIntosh. Pulls up at the right wing half wall to Kerriman, top of the circle. He fires from an odd angle. Blocked in front, directed towards the slot. Arizona State in possession of it. They started out. Now on the backhand for King in the center. Grows back to King, directed on above the net. Delayed penalty upcoming on UNLV, and King crashes into the end boards and slow to get up. And chopped at by Asher Whites, and King back up playing the puck in the corner. And Masick touches it up. So interference is going to be the call once again. King looks to be a bit labored. And it's going to be interference on Dylan Kuntz. To the tune of Friends in Low Places, another good song. Actually, one of my go-to karaoke songs.
Is it now?
Yeah, it's a good one. Get the crowd involved, work them. Great song. So once again, Dylan Kuntz, 2 minutes for interference. Here's Chase from the bottom of the circle, up top to King. Rink wide feed, tipped on, they score. Cade Olson ripping that one point to point. And Connor Squirry looks like he got a stick on that one. And he's leading the handshake line. So Arizona State with their first goal of the game, and it only takes them 13 seconds into the power play. Here's Cade Olson, D to D, and a one-time drive. And, yep, Squirry gets a stick on that one and tips it home.
Well, I didn't even have a chance to say it, but I thought first power play for ASU lackluster. Didn't really get a single shot on goal, maybe one. Second one, they got a little bit of action going. It was the tail end of it was in this second period to start the second period. So it felt like they had a little bit more life to them. Third chance, when this ASU team has kind of found themselves, gotten in a little bit of a rhythm, and right away they get the goal, and they needed that one big time.
So now they cut their deficit to 3. And now Mensch fires one from the point into the chest of Manning, and some extra shoving. Cade Olson and Bryce Johnson having a chat. Yeah, it looks like Cade Olson's having a chat with the bench. I'm not sure, is that Dylan Ford on the end of the bench? But Olson and Ford possibly having a bit of a chuckle with each other. And fed down low, backhand try and tied, and Say, oh, they score! Charlie Masick looks like he buried it. Or was it Devin Agra? I don't even know what happened.
I don't either.
It looks like Devin Nagra from a sharp angle. Let's get a replay look at that, or are they discussing it? Nagra on the tape from McIntosh from below the circle, backhand. I don't even see the puck. I don't know if he got all of it, but there it is. It crosses the goal line. So did Hayden Manning fall over?
I mean,
The official's talking to Caleb Strong and Ben Chase here, and Ben Chase is pleading for an explanation.
I thought I heard a whistle first and then the goal signal. I'm not sure if they thought Manning might have froze the puck before it went through, but he clearly didn't have it. It was pretty loose, and it was, heading towards the goal, so obviously didn't have it.
And it looks like it's going to stand. Yeah, it hasn't gotten taken off the board, so it looks like it's going to stand here. And it will, so UNLV leads 5-1. So Ryder McIntosh is
I don't know about that
credited with the goal. We'll double check on that.
I don't even think he got a stick on it, to be honest. From what I saw, Nagra shot the puck, and then everything that transpired afterwards was Hayden Manning not securing the puck and it trickling through.
Yeah, and it could have been Charlie Masick found it loose in the crease and poked it home, or it just kind of trickled through the pads of Manning, and he thought he had it, but he didn't, and it just kind of rolled into the net. But nonetheless, UNLV now leads 5-1. Now just over 9 minutes in, the Sun Devils in their own end, trying to line something up. That gets tipped through. Wakeland plays it behind his net for Kuntz. And now here's Friesen, sidestepping contact on the right wing. He pulls up top of the circle, tries to get it across crease and gets into the skates of Squeary. And Strong sends it off the glass and out. Arm raised on the linesman, icing.
Well, it feels like 2 goals now that UNLV has scored in that right in front of the goal area that it feels like Hayden Manning should have had. And you think about the difference of a 3-1 game versus a 5-1 game, especially when Arizona State was starting to get things going, get a little bit of life in them.
Take some wind out of the sails.
Feels like you wish you had those back.
Yeah. Here's Tristan Ram with speed, dips the shoulder, driving the net. He gets taken out and goes crashing into the end boards. Rand is back up. So we'll play on here. 9:55 remains. Face off out to the right of Manning. Kelly wins it, tries to direct it on immediately, does it. Now here's Kelly with it again. He takes it down low. Mason Kelly surveying, centering try, doesn't get there. Same line that produced a pair of goals last night. Back together, delayed penalty upcoming on the Sun Devils for a trip. And the puck skips out of the zone. Doug Wakeland does in fact get to the bench. The extra attacker is on for the Rebels. On the tape, here's Estabrook. Turns away from pressure. Plays it for Nagra. Off the kick play into the skates of Estabrook and gets touched up. So tripping will be the call. And it looks like it's going to be on Mark Ducharme. And it will be Mark Ducharme for tripping. So with 9:12 to go, the Skating Rebels head to the power play. Mark Ducharme for a trip. Big chance for UNLV to extend their lead, but ASU starts their penalty kill out well by getting a clearance out of their D zone.
Well, just the second power play attempt for UNLV tonight. First one ended with a UNLV penalty. So hopefully a better chance here. Stay out of the box, get a better look for your special teams unit that didn't have the best night yesterday.
Yeah. Outside of the shorthanded goal. So minute 36 to go on the power play for the Rebels. A full, fresh penalty killing unit out there for the Sun Devils. And here's Nagra. To Strong. He fires from the circle off the post. Good chance there for Caleb Strong. And now here's UNLV still with it. They might smell blood in the water. They're Strong to the bumper. It gets the band. Up top to Nagra. Return pass band, top of the right wing circle. Now to left wing circle for Strong. He surveys, rink wide feed off the kick plate, and Nagra has to hustle back. And what a hustle play from Tyler Kylie Ram to poke that one out of the zone. And he gets changed up for his efforts. And with some pats on the back.
Well earned, I would say.
Now under a minute to go on the UNLV power play. It's Kuntz now dropping it off for Johnson. And now Gordon on the tape on the left wing, and it gets sent in. Sent in by Rand. Rand finds it, sweeps it over to Gordon, and now here's Kuntz. Dylan Kuntz with it to Rand. He pirouettes. Now Johnson in the right wing circle. Up top, Kuntz. Johnson, right wing dot again. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Now to Rand. He fires from an odd angle. Rebound try. It goes across the crease. No joy for the Rebels. Now Gordon going for a skate to the right wing circle for Johnson. It goes off of his skate. And Masick touches it to Rand. He fires. He scores. Tristan Rand for the right wing faceoff dot on the power play. He extends UNLV's lead, and in comes Cody Creasy.
Oh, what a goal for Tristan Rand here. It felt like a good angle and a good shot decision on where to shoot it.
Oh, and it just looks like it beat Hayden Manning low. So Cody Creasy comes back in, and that's the second time the Sun Devils have pulled their goalie in as many games. I don't think I've ever seen that. So UNLV leads 6-1. Power play goal in a big-time collision at the blue line. That was Estabrook who got upended there. And we'll play on now. And now into the corner. Estabrook goes hard into the corner with Ty Marchant. They score! UNLV with the extra point. It looks like it was Mason Kelly out in front. 7-1 Rebels.
Well, we said we had a feeling this one might get away from ASU if they continued how they were playing in that first period into the second period. And
hey, we were tied up.
wow.
Oh, that was a redirect by Kelly. What a redirection by Mason Kelly out in front. He has his second of the weekend. And that line, man, they've been producing.
The hand-eye concentration in midair to deflect that shot into the goal.
At an odd angle, too. I mean, he had his back turned, redirected it, was turning with the just phenomenal. So 6:41 to go. UNLV has 28 shots on goal. Now here's Newland with it. And now that gets fired in. And now Karaman with it. On the tape. Here's Masick. Toe drag gets taken out by the defender there. That was Cade Olson. Masick trying to jump around the Sun Devils captain, and he was having none of it. Now Kuntz surveying, plays it down low. He's still got it up top for White. Now to Bam with a drive. Blocker save made by Creasy. And Arizona State ices it with 5:34 to go.
I got an advanced match trick for you, Dom. With 29 shots on goal and 7 goals for UNLV, they're hitting just under 25% a shot tonight.
Wow.
They were at exactly 25%, but the last goal, or the last shot that was saved, puts them at 29 with just a 7. So just under 25% of UNLV shots are resulting in goals.
Wild. Look at you. ESPN Analytics. ACHA Next Gen Stats. Think that would be powered by AWS?
I don't think so.
Powered by AJ Reed.
Just as good as AWS.
AJR instead of AWS. And now here comes Arizona State the other way. On the left wing, that's Cooge. Centering try. They score. So Connor Squarey is second of the night. Driving the back post on the 2-on-1, and Carson Cooch, all he had to do was just throw it there, and Squarey had to keep his stick on the ice.
Good little sequence for the Sun Devils right there. That's when I play NHL, that's what I look for every single time. 2-on-1.
Cross crease cheese.
Yep.
I'm more of a glitch goal guy myself. Just against the grain. Get to the slot, go against the grain.
Yeah, okay.
Go offside. Especially as the left-handed shot. Come from the right wing, middle of the ice, towards the top of the left circle, fire it high glove.
Now, why is it a glitch?
It was a glitch goal way back in the old NHL games, and that scored almost every time. I think they've patched it since I haven't played an NHL game since NHL 21. So it's been quite some time, but that's how it was back in the day. And that's a drive from Gordon. It gets blocked in front. And now Ford fires from the point, misses wide.
Well, at this 7-2 score, we're in prime safety talk if you want to get back into that.
Well, Arizona State ices the puck. That'll come all the way back. I mean, we talked about it the last time about a 1-point safety in college football. I mean, it came up on my TikTok For You page. I mean, immediately after I sent it to you. I forgot which teams were playing.
It's a purple. I think Kansas State is one of them. It's a purple team. I know that. 'Cause I've been around the block when it comes to the 1-point safety talk.
Yeah, the 1-point safety unk.
So I'm aware of the Kansas State chance that happened, but it's not that is not as cool because it was a blocked extra point that got recovered by the blocked team in the end zone, and then they ended up getting the extra point with the 1-point safety. So
Spent towards the net, and a save made by Creasy.
production staff doesn't like me talking
They
about
don't.
safeties.
They don't. Now UNLV, that centering try goes awry, and Carollo's back to recover. Let's see when college football season begins, if that'll happen. Maybe in the MAC. Some action.
Look, you get a
Midweek
chance where
action, a Tuesday night.
You botch the snap and it just goes 90 yards backwards, and then you line it up, trying to scoop it up.
Some Madden stuff. Here's Masick. Dropping it off. Mensch fires from an on angle, high and wide, and then hops over the stick of Asher White's, and it's a foot race. Here's Kylie Ram. He finds it and can't center it. Matthew Gross was the trailer. And sent towards the net. Gets blocked by McIntosh, and now Masick gets bumped. McIntosh with it again through traffic, and it gets poked off of his stick and played up. Now Masick can't find it in his skates for a moment there. That gets sent up ice. Kylie Ram sends it towards goal, and it gets tipped wide by Matthew Gross. Now Marchant fires, and it gets deflected by the stick of Karaman. Now Caden Butler with it. Fires through traffic. Blocker saved by Wakeland, and chipped deeper into the zone by Marchant. Now DeVilliers shooting one. Big pad save by Wakeland. And now here's Masick dancing through traffic. He fires one. Save made by Creasy. And now Arizona State looking. That's Newland on the right wing. Newland looking. Deeks, and gets pickpocketed by Strong. Friesen comes into support but can't get it deeper into the zone for the Sun Devils. Now Caleb Strong with it. To Gordon at the point. Return pass, Strong. Now to Ford off the kick plate. He chops that deep into the zone. And 1 minute to go in this second period of play. Here's Hunter Friesen on the right wing. He pulls up. Centering try. DeVilliers can't tip that one onto the net. And now Savitsky plays it down low with under 50 seconds to go. And DeVilliers plays it off the kick plate, and that goes out of the zone. So Cade Olson will have to retrieve in his own end and play it up. He gets it on the tape for Newland. He can't send it cross corner. DeVilliers finds it, plays it to the open ice, and that's picked up by Gordon. Under 30 to go in the second. Now Backel moving on in. Luke Backel from the right circle shoots one. It looks like it got shouldered away by Creasy. 15 seconds to go now, and a one-time drive from Johnson, a big-time save by Creasy, who lurched post to post to get across and make that stop. And now here's Mensch off a turnover to Johnson, to back, overturn pass to the slot, doesn't go, and that's the horn. Seven to 2 is your score through 40 minutes. And the latest goal here, Asher White sends it from the point, and Mason Kelly, the hand-eye coordination, redirecting it past Cody Creasy in the game in relief of the starting netminder, Hayden Manning. UNLV leads 7-2 through 40 minutes here at City National Arena.
UNLV must have done something right in the first intermission, and the message is very clear. Don't let what happened yesterday discourage you. Don't let it repeat. And they just stuck to their systems in that second period, 7-2. Now, we talked about the special teams all throughout the broadcast, and finally they get one, cashing in on the power play, and their PK is doing their thing. ASU hasn't really gotten anything going as of this third period starting. If you're ASU, you have to try and minimize UNLV's speed, and UNLV, just keep on rolling. You're just doing your thing, and it's working just fine. Bo, we'll send it over to you.
7-2 after 2 frames here at City National Arena. I'm joined here with senior forward Tristan Rand. Tristan, the power play's been cold lately, but you and your unit watched that one go in. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good. You know, we've been moving it well all week, and we were just lucky enough to get a couple shots on net and bury one.
And with a 5-goal lead here through 2 periods, how do you guys keep your good habits in check?
I think we just keep buying into our system, playing the right way, playing simple, and keep getting as many pucks to the net as we can.
All right, Randy, thank you for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks.
Boys.
Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Kyle. Now your stats through 40 minutes, 2 periods. UNLV leads 7-2. In UNLV, you just got to finish strong. Shots are 32-14. Each team is struck on the power play once here tonight. So UNLV going into the third period of the penultimate home weekend.
I like that word.
In this year. Thanks. I got it from F1. Formula One days. UNLV on the road next week against Utah, the Skating Utes. And then they round out their season, the regular season at that, against Boise State on March 6th and the 7th.
You know, you hear the term penultimate a lot more than you hear ultimate used in that way, right? Your penultimate is the second to last. But when you get to the last one, you kind of ditch that altogether and you just go like finale or...
Yeah.
You don't really hear people saying ultimate. It's the ultimate episode.
So I guess a big European term. Yeah, the official definition, last but one in a series of things.
Yeah.
Second last.
Like I said.
It's a very strange definition. Could have just been second to last.
Wait, what was it?
Last but one in a series of things. Second last.
Everything is backwards with those
Use the
Europeans,
sentence
man.
Google as the penultimate chapter of the book. But like this makes more sense. Next to last.
Yeah.
Like
or second last.
you know. Maybe we taught everyone watching something new. Right now or in the future. This is archived.
If you're
Lives
from the
on the
future
internet
and you're
forever.
going back through UNLV Rebel Hockey game 2 of 2 against ASU, hello.
How do you do?
Let's get to hockey, shall we?
Yeah. So UNLV breaking it out. That goes through the wickets of Jensen on the left wing side, and that gets knifed up ice again. And now here's Estabrook. Centering try, doesn't get to Jensen at first, and he tries to sweep it towards the goal, but Cade Olson finds it and tries to support a breakout, but that breakout dissolves quickly. There's Kuntz. He flips it cross corner. And that gets sent through traffic and cleared out of the zone.
Well, I thought ASU had a really strong final 2 minutes of the second period there. Obviously not a good overall second period, allowing 4 goals, but they looked pretty strong, getting some good opportunities, getting shots on goal, getting forechecking really well. Just see if they can get some of that momentum from the end of that period to carry over. We know your season's not over yet, so you can build on what you get in this third period into your next game. Maybe come away with some positives.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the keys, was kind of build for next game at the very least if you're Arizona State. Crazy things have happened. The game is far from over. Still 17:40 left on the clock here in the third. But try and build and foster good habits. And now here's Backel. Too many men on the ice for Arizona State, so UNLV goes on the power play. And now here's Oliver Band. Strong, he fires, deflected in front, loose puck, settled down by Backel. Now Strong finds it, he fires one over the net, fed back towards the goal off the side of the net. That was Band. And he plays it up towards the point, but no one was home. Lakeland comes out to play it. And now Strong dances through traffic, moving on in, and a shoulder save by Creasy. Good chance for Caleb Strong, moving through the defense there on the man advantage. Now here's Band to Nagra. He looks, Band with a drive, save made by Creasy, and that gets cleared out of the zone by Tonez. Under a minute to go on the too many men minor on the Sun Devils.
Well, UNLV getting a lot of good looks on this power play. A lot of them coming from the point, trying to get a rebound chance.
And now here's Gordon to McIntosh. And now here's Kuntz looking. Now Gordon has it to McIntosh. He fires, kick save by Creasy. And now Kuntz fires one through traffic, redirected by McIntosh. Under 20 seconds to go on the man advantage for UNLV. Kuntz with it again at the point. 15 seconds to go, fires and into the glove of Creasy, hold for a whistle.
Flash in the catcher's mitt.
Pretty decent framing, I would say.
Trying to steal a strike with that one. Reminds me when UNLV goes on the road and plays Utah on that Olympic ice. The only team that I'm aware of in the ACHA with the Olympic ice.
I believe they are the only team.
Kind of reminds me of how baseball feels. That's kind of situated with, they're all different. Kind of gives you a different sort of vibe. A lot more space, more room to move the puck. That's why UNLV has traditionally had a little bit of trouble against Utah on the road. Utah, more used to, better equipped to handle the Olympic ice.
The Olympics are going on in Milan Cortina, Italy. There's a plethora of Golden Knights on multiple countries. Rasmus Anderson on Sweden. Jack Eichel and Noah Hannafin on Team USA. Bruce Cassidy's an assistant coach for Canada. Shea Theodore, Mitch Marner, and Mark Stone on the Canadian roster as well. Akira Schmid is representing the Knights for his country as well. Missed call Maisie, and now we have a penalty on Gordon. He took out Kennedy, and Creasy didn't get to the bench in time, so no extra attacker. So tripping is going to be the call. The officials conferring with each other there.
I like that little flair he had to it.
I guess that's the way to describe what happened.
I like that they have the NHL players back in the Olympics, going back to our Olympic stars.
12 years.
It's been
12 years.
I always felt like the Winter Olympics had a lot more juice to them when the NHL players were there competing for their countries. And I don't want to say they didn't have any juice, but certainly less so.
It just feels more alive with the NHL players in the Olympics. And once again, Akira Schmid with Switzerland. It was a tough break for Jonas Rombjerg, who spent a lot of time in the AHL with the Silver Knights out in Henderson. He got called up in mid to late January by the VGK and got named to Denmark's Olympic roster, and then got injured about a week before the games were supposed to start in Anaheim. He was ruled out of the Olympics. Now here's Marchand dancing through traffic. He gives it off to the left wing. And that gets played towards the slot and knocked out of the zone. UNLV continuing their penalty kill. Now Arizona State gains the zone. Now on the left wing side, fed to the slot, and King loses an edge. And a prime scoring opportunity. And now rink-wide feed to the slots. Villiers shoots. Blocker save by Wakeland, and he scrambles back to the blue paint. And he makes another save, this time with the goal stick. Loose puck out in front, and Wakeland throws that goal stick out and fishes that puck back. And he holds for a whistle. Estabrook gets hit up high by DeVilliers. And he's talking with the Sun Devil players. They skate back to the bench. And Niagara having a chat with DeVilliers as he skates by as well. So 13 seconds to go on the Dylan Gordon minor penalty. And that gets sent out of the D zone by UNLV. And Keaton Tonez winding it up for one last rush. And now UNLV back to full strength. That's Johnson skating the line. He gains the zone. Drops it off for Carollo. He's under pressure and takes it down low and gets rode off into the boards. Now Johnson from the circle fires one. Stick save out to the half wall, and that gets fired wide of the net. Backel is on it. Now Niagara fires through traffic. And now here's UNLV with it again. That's Niagara. Dropped off for Shane Dean. Moving on in. Fires off the glove. Rebound try. Gets knifed away from trouble. And now here's Backel with it again. Backel looking on the tape. Dean. Shane Dean now to Gordon. Now Gordon fires one, blocked in front, and Dean filters it towards the slot. Loose puck, it goes off the pad of Creasy. It gets sent off the glass and out down the length of the ice. Wakeland comes out to play it, so Arizona State's going to get changed up, and UNLV will do the same. Cade Olson plays that up not cleanly, and it gets one-handed through by Newland and sent cross corner by the Sun Devils. And now it's played through. Here's Rand, backhand try, sails it over the crossbar. Now Oliver Band. And now Strong has it below the goal line. A Band and swing and a miss for Oliver Band. And Carter Newland holding his face as he goes back to the bench. We'll hope he's okay. And Wakeland will hold for a whistle. 10:46 to go in the third. Now there's Karaman. He can't rip it rink wide. And it doesn't get through traffic. And now here's White with it. White cuts out to the left wing, fires one from the circle and misses it wide off the glass. And UNLV settles it down and they'll start it out. Played in the neutral zone from Marchand. His pass is picked off by Masick. And now Karaman spins that one towards the middle of the ice for McIntosh, but he couldn't get there. And icing once again. So 10:08 remains in this one.
You know how many seconds that is?
608. Took way too long, but made it work. Corola's shot is directed up into the netting. That took honestly way too long, but.
Well, we've had a long weekend, you know. Yeah, yesterday with the midnight game, which I was not in attendance for, but you were.
Luckily. So we hit our immediate timeout. 9:59 on the clock here in the third period. UNLV leads 7-2.
The mountains are my favorite place to get away and be together. With Lazy Dog, I wanted to create that same experience for our guests. Whether you're meeting up for happy hour, getting the whole crew together to celebrate, or looking for a delicious dinner at home, we're your local spot. Great ingredients are at the heart of our scratch kitchen, so we look for partners that put the same care into their craft as we do. So stop by and get back to what really matters.
Back here at City National Arena, 7-2 on the clock. Good tune.
Good old Journey.
Big fan. Don't stop believing. The crowd's loving it too. There's some people with a far zone with their flashlights out, swaying back and forth.
You want to talk about go-to karaoke songs? That's probably one for a lot of people in this building.
Yeah, we got good tunes, man. I'm with it. You're more than halfway there. Heads up, Rolando. My goodness.
That felt targeted.
Wow, that went straight out of play. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we might as well get him like a full protection.
Get him
like
a goalie
full body
set.
protection, yeah. Jensen fires through traffic. They score. Dylan Jensen off the faceoff, and he completes the trio of forwards on his line to score a goal this weekend. 8-2 Rebels.
I think he went short side right there off the face-off. Looked like the goalie tried to save it short side. If that's the case, that's a heck of a shot and a great snipe. Let's see the replay here.
Just finds it and.
Do you think 5-hole or
really
short side?
I think. Ooh, I don't know. It's hard to guess. So 8 goals on 40 shots. AJ, what is that? 1 in 5?
Yes. So that'd be 20%.
It's not a bad shooting percentage. And now UNLV back with it. Here's Mastic looking. He plays it softly down low. He couldn't get it to Backle. He was tied up. And now Ford. Down low. Mastic finds it. Now Ford fires. Stick save. And a big-time hit on Backle. Masick driving the net, plays it across. Backle fires, blocks in front. Backle with it again. He waits. Now Backle. Now here's Gordon. Gordon shoots one, tipped away, and Gordon finds it and plays it in deep into the corner. Now Backle. Can't play it to the middle of the ice. Arizona State clears his zone, and full sail changes for the Sun Devils. Oliver Van plays it off the wall, and Caleb Strong finishes his check on the Arizona State captain, and he's just chilling. There's Cade Olson.
Oh, if you want the math on ASU's shooting percentage tonight, 2 goals on 18 shots.
One out of 9. Yep. Quick maths. See, I know that one. It's easy.
11% is your percentage on that one.
Now here's White. That gets knocked off of his stick. And now Rand. Rink wide feed goes off of a stick from Band, and now here comes DeVilliers. DeVilliers now fires, and it gets tipped up into the netting with 7:34 to go in this one. So once again, UNLV heading to Utah to take on the Utes next weekend.
The Great Salt Lake.
Yep. Oh, Utah. Latest home to an NHL franchise at the Mammoth. They're going to be playing in an outdoor game on the campus of the University of Utah soon. There's Karaman fans on that shot. And that gets directed away. Now Nagro with it to Estabrook. He fires. Blocker save made. Estabrook still with it. Centering try. Couldn't get to McIntosh. And Kelly shakes off check from Marchand. Oh, here's Gordon. Now Gordon with it again on the near side. He gets canceled out by Squarey. He has alone 2 goals for Arizona State tonight, and the Sun Devils ice it, or that's waved off late. And now Estabrook finds it behind his own cage. Played up for Kelly. Swings it over to Ford. And now a shot there from Newland. Save made Wakeland, and now here comes UNLV the other way. That's Shane Dean on the left wing. Dips the shoulder, trying to drive the net. Filters one towards the slot. It doesn't get there, and now we have some mixed fisticuffs in the corner. That was Kazel and Dean having a chat.
Looked like Dean wanted none of that. He was trying to get away.
So 5:23 to go in this game, and So now we're finally set to get back underway. Temperature rising ever so slightly in this one. I doubt anybody really wants to do anything this late in the season, especially if you're UNLV. You don't want to get suspended this close to nationals, and especially when you have Utah on the horizon. And a drive from ASU, save made Wakeland as Anthony White who went to the ice. At the top of your screen, there's all the socials. They just went away, but UNLV Rebel Hockey on X, UNLV Hockey on Instagram. Make sure to give a follow. And a backhand try in tight. Wakeland makes a save, and we have some pushing and shoving late. But everyone will skate away. And someone's pointing. I think it's Anthony White pointing at somebody. And he's not too happy, and he's talking to the official. So keep an eye on number 8 in black. Might be a little upset.
Well, yeah, if you're UNLV, you said it, Dom. Cooler heads got to prevail. Can't risk anything stupid this late in the game, especially this game with Utah coming up next, who always give UNLV a tough showing.
You want to be at full strength for the Utah games.
Utah, one of those teams that plays pretty physical with UNLV. At least they have in past matchups.
There. We'll play on. Looked like it was Carollo erasing his man. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how the Utah series works out next weekend. That's honestly the best test remaining this season. For UNLV en route to nationals. As we mentioned, they're welcoming Boise State to town later this season to close it out. Right here at City National Arena, March 7th will be senior night. Kerriman's pass is cut off by Marchand. Now De Villiers with a drive, misses that one wide. That gets sent out, Chase with it. And Marchand. Now here's Masick to McIntosh. He fires into the chest of Creasy. PA announcer in the arena just made a 6-7 joke. I beat him to it. Said it earlier.
I rolled my eyes at that one.
Oh, he scored! Oh, no way! What was that? Off the, I just have no words at this point. Here's a replay. Dylan Jensen just shoots it. It kicks up and lays perfectly in the net. I'm speechless, AJ.
It's one of those where it flutters and then all of a sudden the puck is in the back of the net.
It just dropped perfectly behind Cody Creasy. Like there's nothing you could do about that as a netminder, really. I mean, back up maybe, but it only does so much. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Let's get another look at that one.
Yeah, well, let's get one more look And we'll play, let's go extra slow-mo for this one. We'll go extra slow to play this video. So Jensen finds it. It just shoots, and it ramps up. And you can see it a little bit. It comes back into frame. It drops right behind Cody Creasy. That is remarkable. That is remarkable. Wow.
Wow. That's just the perfect arc on that puck to get behind him, to get behind Creasy, and to land in the net.
I mean, what would you call that? I mean, there's a lot of football plays that have nicknames or names. There's I believe it's a holy roller, right? What is there? There's a lot of Raiders
maybe
ones,
immaculate
actually.
Puck, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
is
kinda
it the immaculate reception?
Flutters in there.
We'll have to come up with a name for that one. That's remarkable. And Arizona State will have a face-off in their offensive zone as UNLV ices that puck, and Carter Newland is having a discussion with the UNLV bench. I mean, he was gesturing a lot towards them to kind of pipe down, it looked like. He was trying to settle him down in some way. 82 seconds to go.
Good math, Dom. Good
Thank
math.
you, thank you. I'm on a roll tonight. And we have a stoppage of play. And the faceoff looks like it's going to come just outside the UNLV zone. 76 seconds now. Opposite of 6-7. 76. No words for that?
No words for that.
And another whistle.
Why don't you have one more go at it?
72.
Okay. I'm going to start when the talent at Channel 3 start asking me how much time they have left in break. I'm going to start saying just seconds. You've got 250 seconds left in break.
Sure, they would love that. 60 seconds remains. Here's Band. Centering try. Big save for Creasy on Rand. Now here comes UNLV. Strong would just send that one softly into the zone, and Rand cuts off that outlet pass. Under 30 seconds to go now in this one. It's all academic. And will ASU just dribble it out? And maybe they will. Kazel loses an edge. A big collision there. Now 10 to go. And Masick will head man this rush. He dances out to the left wing. Masick pirouettes, looking, fires, and it goes straight through the slot, and Gordon pitches it down low for McIntosh, who sends it towards the slot, and that'll do it. UNLV, a big 9-2 victory here on home ice, completing the season sweep of the Sun Devils. And we'll run you your highlights here. Heath Mensch opening up the scoring tonight. The first of 9 goals for the Skating Rebels. UNLV with a series sweep after splitting against the GCU last weekend. Now a reminder, one home weekend remains here at City National Arena. And that's March 6th and 7th against Boise State next week. The Skating Rebels are on the road taking on the Utah Utes. Up in Salt Lake City, those games will be streamed on the Utah Club Hockey channel, or follow along the UNLV Hockey social media pages on Instagram and Twitter for all your game day content and your content in between games as the Rebels look to head to nationals and defend their 2025 national championship. Once again, your final score 9-2 over the Arizona State Sun Devils. UNLV Skating Rebels claiming the victory on behalf of AJ Reed, Bo Kennedy, Zoe Salas, Kyle Sparrow, Nardia Petitchler, Marcus Bray, Jack Bridges, Gene Gomez, and Rolando Guerrero. We all say thank you for tuning in. You guys stay safe. And myself, Dominic DeVon, everyone else on the broadcast team will see you all March 6th and 7th against Boise State. You take care.